Okay, girl, listen up because I wish someone had told me this sooner. If you're in a relationship right now, or even just talking to someone new, you need to hear this. Because let me tell you, toxic love is sneaky. It doesn't start with screaming matches or full-blown manipulation. No, it starts small, so small that you don't even realize you're falling into the trap until you're in too deep. And by the time you do, you're left questioning yourself, doubting your worth, and wondering how the hell you ended up here. So today, let's talk about the red flags, the warning signs you absolutely cannot ignore. Because if you do, you might just find yourself in a relationship that drains the life out of you before you even realize what's happening. First things first, if they make you feel like you're crazy for having emotions, run. I cannot stress this enough. A healthy relationship does not mean suppressing your feelings just to keep the peace. But toxic partners? Oh, they're experts at making you feel like you're the problem for simply expressing how you feel. You say, hey, it hurts me when you do that, and suddenly, they're flipping it on you. Why are you always so dramatic? You're overreacting. Can you not ruin the vibe? And boom. Just like that, you're apologizing for having normal human emotions. If they constantly downplay your feelings and make you question whether you're being too much, take it as your first red flag. Because girl, let me tell you something, you are allowed to feel things. You're not crazy for wanting respect. Now, let's talk about control. And no, I don't just mean the obvious don't wear that or who are you texting kind of control. I'm talking about the subtle kind. The kind that starts off as caring but slowly turns into possessive. At first, it's cute, he wants to spend all his time with you, he misses you when you go out with your friends, he gets a little jealous but only because he cares. But then suddenly, it's not so cute anymore. Suddenly, he's making you feel bad for having a life outside of him. He starts guilt-tripping you when you make plans without him. Oh, so you'd rather hang out with them than me? He doesn't have to say you can't go out, you just stop wanting to deal with the argument that follows if you do. And slowly, you start isolating yourself without even realizing it. If you ever feel like you're walking on eggshells just to avoid upsetting them, babe, that's not love. That's control, but wait, it gets worse. Let's talk about inconsistency. You know what I mean, the whole hot and cold routine that keeps you stuck in a cycle of emotional whiplash. 1 minute, they're the most loving, caring person on the planet. They're showering you with affection, making you feel like the only person in the world. And then, out of nowhere, they pull away. They're distant. They're cold. And you're left wondering what you did wrong. So what do? You try harder. You chase the high of their love, desperate to get back to that feeling they gave you in the beginning. And that's exactly how they keep you hooked. Because right when you're about to give up, they come back with some grand gesture, reminding you why you fell for them in the first place. And just like that, you're back in the cycle. This is not passion. This is not a complicated love story. This is emotional manipulation. Now let's talk about the jokes. You know what I mean, the little comments that don't seem like a big deal at first, but they just sting. The ones that are disguised as just teasing, but somehow always make you feel insecure. Wow, you're really gonna eat all that? I mean, I guess you're smart. For a girl. Haha, I love you, but you can be kinda annoying sometimes. And when you call them out on it? Oh my god, you're so sensitive. I was just joking. But deep down, you know it's not just a joke. Because jokes are supposed to be funny, and yet somehow, you always end up feeling small. Listen to me, if their words make you feel bad about yourself, if their humor comes at your expense, that is not love. That is someone who enjoys having power over you. Now, this one might hurt, but we need to talk about it, the apologies that mean nothing. Because toxic partners? Oh, they apologize. A lot. But the thing is, they never actually change. They hurt you, they say they're sorry, they cry, they promise it won't happen again. And for a while, you believe them. Because you want to believe them. But then, they do it again. And again. And again. And before you know it, you're stuck in this endless cycle of I'm sorry, I'll do better, except they never do. Girl, an apology without changed behavior is just manipulation in disguise. If they truly cared, you wouldn't need to beg them to treat you right, and let's not forget about how they treat others. This is a huge red flag that so many people ignore. Pay attention to how they talk about their exes. Are all their exes crazy? Do they constantly blame their past relationships on the other person? Because if they can never take responsibility for their role in past relationships, guess what? They're gonna do the same to you. And watch how they treat people they don't need to impress: the waiter, the Uber driver, the random stranger. Because if they're only nice to people when it benefits them, that tells you everything you need to know. So if any of this sounds familiar, if you're nodding your head right now thinking, oh my god, this is my relationship, let me be the one to tell you what you already know deep down: you deserve better. You deserve a love that feels safe. A love that doesn't make you question your worth. A love that lifts you up, not tears you down. And I know leaving is hard. I know it's scary. But staying in a relationship that slowly destroys you? That's even scarier. You are not too much. You are not too sensitive. You are not lucky to be loved by someone who makes you feel small. You are worthy of real, healthy, unconditional love. And the moment you stop settling for anything less? That's the moment you finally start to heal. So please, don't ignore the red flags. Because the longer you stay, the harder it is to leave. And trust me, someone out there is waiting to love you the way you deserve. But you have to be willing to let go of what's hurting you first.